Hello and welcome to Focus on What Matters, a life clarity and priority reset course. My name is Joy. I am a life and relationship coach, and I am here to bring to you a session that focuses on the will of life. The will of life is going to help individuals assess the different areas of their life, identify imbalances, clarify personal priorities, and help you make informed decisions. Whether you're feeling overwhelmed, whether you're feeling stuck, or you need some level of clarity, this course is going to help you pause, reflect, and refocus to live your life in alignment so that you focus on what matters most to you. So let's dive in. So the learning outcomes for this course is to help you understand the will of life. The will of life is a powerful tool that, breaks your life into different segments and helps you, prioritize what areas you want to work on or improve on. It helps you see what needs improvement. It helps you see what is working. It helps you see the areas that you need to make more commitment on. And it helps you feel less guilty about where you are putting your energy part time. This course is going to help you gain clarity so that you know the areas in which you are flourishing and the areas that need help. It's going to help you identify your season. There are seasons in life, seasons of abundance, seasons of farming, season of sowing, season of reaping. And this course will help you identify the seasons and help you prioritize, what you should be doing in each season. So you feel less guilty, less burnout, less shame, as you transition your different life journey. We are going to help you create a personalized plan where you will set realistic goals. We don't want you to set goals that are like up in the air and are unachievable and will leave you feeling horrible and worse than you were when you started out on this journey of using the wheel of life. People usually set goals based on where they want to be, not the reality of their situation. So this wheel of life is going to help you set real, realistic goals for your life that is easy for you to follow through. It's going to help you also let go of guilt. So you're not going to focus on the guilt. You're going to decide on the path for your life. This is what I'm prioritizing. This is what I'm going to be doing going forward. And I'm not going to feel guilty about it. It's nobody else's life. It's my life. I'm going to do it and I'm going to live it on my terms. So you're not shifting priorities because maybe someone else is doing something else. You will identify your goals, you will stick to your goals, you will not shift your priorities based on external pressure. And we're going to also help you develop sustainable habits. So you will review your existing habits and say, okay, where do I need more help? What do I need to change? Which areas of my life do I need to build healthier habits, let go of things, pick up some new things? And those are the things that we're going to do going forward in this course. So buckle up and enjoy the ride. So, an introduction into the Wheel of Life. Welcome to Module 1. What is the Wheel of Life? The Wheel of Life is a clarity journey. The Wheel of Life is a wheel, as the name implies, that is broken into 6 to 10 categories, depending on what areas you choose to focus on. And then you use this assessment to evaluate your life on a scale of 1 to 10. So you look at the wheel and say, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do I want to work on? Do I want to work on my spirituality? Do I want to grow in my fun area? Am I evaluating my career, my work, my relationship? So it evaluates your life along these lines, and you give yourself a score based on where you are, not where you wish to be, but where you are. Do not feel bad about the scores you give or the scores you get at the end of the day, because the wheel of life is not a judgment tool. It's a reflection tool. It's a mirror. It mirrors what it is that is your reality. So you don't stand in a mirror if you are chubby or if you are thin or if you are muscular and look at your reflection and expect to see something difficult. I'm not talking about visualization right now. I'm talking about reality, the reality of your situation. So when you look in a mirror, your mirror will reflect what you really look like in real life. And that's what the wheel of life does. It reflects back to you what is happening in your life. So are you prioritizing your career over your family? Are you prioritizing your family over your spirituality? Those scores will help you, see the big picture and understand what is going on right now. And with that image and with that, visual, overview of your life, you're able to take certain decisions and say, okay, am I okay with where I am? Am I okay with where I'm dissipating energy? Do I need to cut back on some things? Do I need to focus on a different area? And you get to decide what you want to prioritize, what you want to change, and how you want to change it. Yeah. So the next exercise we're going to quickly do is the wheel of life. Yeah. So I will just open up this wheel of life a little more so that you can see the different perspectives you're going to be scoring yourself on. On the one hand, you'll be scoring yourself on your personal growth and learning. What does personal growth and learning mean to you? You will score yourself on that. What does spirituality mean to you? Your faith, your belief systems, money and finances. Are you doing well in that department? Are you investing? Are you not investing? What is happening with your career? What's happening with your work? Are you okay? What scale or what grade are you going to give yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? Your health and fitness. Are you fit? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to put on some more weight? Do you want to put on some muscle? Do you want to fit into a dress for summer? Are you having enough fun? Are you interacting with your environment? Are you interacting with people in your life? Are you a homebody? Do you want to change that? And the beauty of this is that you there is no judgment because this is your life. This is where you are right now. So it's not a comparison. I have to repeat that. You are not comparing yourself with anyone else. You are comparing yourself with the vision and the goal that you have for your future. Yeah. Environment talks about your living space, where you are right now. Would you like to change it? Are you okay with the space you are in? Your community, the people that are in your community, people are in your circle, your family, your friends. Evaluate your relationship with them, your love life, your partner. So this is not a it's not a one size fit all. People can pick and choose what to put in their will. So look at this as a suggestion. But it would be good if you evaluate yourself on at least 7 to 8 of these different aspects of your life so that you can decide on, what works for me. So if environment, community is not a priority to you, you can take that out and focus on the other aspects of the will. Okay? So what we're going to do right now is have you download this Wheel of Life or draw your own, depending on what you feel comfortable with, and then rate yourself on the following areas that are on the screen. Like I said, you don't need to rate yourself on all 9. You can pick between 6 to 8 of them and rank yourself on the aspects that are relevant to you. So take a minute, take a breath, and then we will reconnect in the next module. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. How was that experience for you? Did it get you digging deep into your feelings? Did it get you like reflecting deeply into, where you are right now in life? The Wheel of Life will definitely do that for you. So before we dive into module two, I'd like us to just do a reflection exercise based on what it is that you have seen and experienced from your wheel of life. So I'm just going to ask you these few questions and just journal it down and write down your answers. Think deeply about them and see what comes up for you. Okay? What did you notice while you were rating each area? Think about that. What surprised you about the scores? Which area is looking good and which area wasn't looking good? And did it surprise you? What scores felt expected and what surprised you? Like, oh yeah, I expect that. Oh, I'm gonna be good in my career. And like, oh my God, my love life is suffering. What did it feel like? What was expected and what surprised you? What areas felt the hardest to rate? What areas felt the hardest to rate? Which area did you rate the lowest and why? Hmm. How do you feel seeing your life visualized this way? Did it shock you? Was it like, oh my God, I'm doing so good? How did you feel? What feelings were you feeling as you were going through that exercise? What's one word you use to describe your current life balance? Are you well balanced? Is your life well, very, very, very balanced? Or there's some areas that need improvement? I'll give you 5 more seconds and then we move into the next thing. So, welcome to module two. In module two, we are going to read our life map. What does that mean? It means that we're going to celebrate the highs, pat ourselves on the back for the lows, and then embrace with understanding and know where it is that we are going. Like I said at the beginning, this tool is a reflection, it's not a judgment. So don't feel judged. Don't feel any sort of way because of the results you saw when you took this test. Yeah. So celebrate your wins. It just shows where your energy is flowing. What is working? What is working? And be happy that those aspects are working. What's not working? It's not a failure, it's just an indication that probably you need to look into those areas a little more. Are you feeling drained? Do you feel like maybe those areas that you scored the lowest are top priority areas for you? Don't feel bad. You can do something about it. And then looking at your low scores, you just have to ask yourself, really, is this a priority for me? I remember when I did the test some years ago, because I do it every year, but the very first time I did it, I scored very high in my career and I scored very low in fun and recreation. And I felt so bad about it. I was like beating myself up. And my coach said to me that, Joy, why are you feeling bad? Because right now you're prioritizing your career, you just changed jobs, you changed industry. It's understandable that your career is receiving a lot more of your energy over hanging out with friends, having a social life. So look at your scores realistically and look at the season of your life you are right now and tell me really, if your fun is being sacrificed or if you now feel bad about your scores. And when I did look at the wheel of life again, I did find that, oh, yeah, it's true. I was prioritizing my career at that particular time. So I didn't really have enough time for fun and activities, hanging out with friends because work was taking so much of my time. I was in a new industry. I had to prove myself, when you just get into a new job and you have limited time to, like, yes, you made the right choice to hire me. And I found that when I took the test, like, I think 6 months to a year after I took the Wheel of Life test again, and I saw that fun and recreation had gone up, and there was another number, then the career had stabilized, and another number had gone down. And I was like, okay, is that a priority? Do I need to focus on that? Do I need to put my energy in that? So I say this to say this: don't feel judged, don't feel bad. Just know what are your priorities, and your priorities will determine where your energy goes. Energy flows where energy goes. So where do you want to prioritize your energy so that you don't feel drained? You can't prioritize all 9 things on this wheel of life scale. You can't prioritize it all the time. There's some things definitely that will be on autopilot, but there's some things that will ebb and flow. There's some things that will do well now. There's some things that will not do well probably in the next 1 to 2 months. Yes? So you can't fix everything, like I've said, but you just need to know where to, put your energy. So take time to reflect. Go back to the questions I asked earlier and reflect on those things. And ask yourself, really, in the areas that you scored low, are they really priority areas for you? And if your answer is yes, then you can change it. Energy flows where energy goes. So, I talked about seasons earlier on. We need to talk about seasons. There are seasons in life, there's the winter, the spring, there's summer, there's autumn. In winter, it's cold. People want to stay in. They don't want to go out. Spring, everybody is out. It's healing. It's the flowers are blooming, there's light, there's love, there's everywhere is refreshed, everybody is happy, young love, spring in my heart, summer is relaxation, we're in the holiday, we are free, we are joyful, oh my god, everything is beautiful, we're in the celebration part of life. And autumn is like, we're winding down. We're getting ready for winter. We're storing for the winter. We're getting ready to, like, go back into the cocoon and then prepare. So you need to think of life as a seasonal, flow, ebb and flow. And look at your life as regards to, the seasons. What season are you in right now? Are you in the winter season of your life where it's cold, where it's time for you to reflect, when things are falling apart? You're looking inwards, you're looking and reflecting, like doing a lot of self reflection, self healing, and questioning and saying, oh, I think it's time for us to start building something. Are we, changing career, changing jobs? Do I want to get married? Do I want to have kids? You are reflecting. Do I want to change my friend group? Do I want to start a new business? And when you do that, self reflection, you now come out. You healed, you know what it is you want, and you now start working towards the spring. Things are coming out, things are blooming. The ideas you've sown are like springing up. They're springing up, they're springing up, they're springing up, they're springing up. And then summer celebration, there's an explosion of abundance. Things are working, everything is working. You're on the top of your game. Everything is like, oh my God, whatever I touch turns to gold. The Midas touch, oh my God. And then autumn comes when it seems like things are declining and things are slowing down and things are changing and everything that you thought doesn't turn to gold anymore and you feel exhausted and, life is happening. So if you look at life that way and look at your seasons that way, it makes it easier for you to look at your wheel of life and not feel judged and look at yourself and say, What season am I in life right now? If you are just getting married, you're in the season of young love, newly married, you have the tussles and the little, growing pains that you have trying to adjust to this new life. If you're a new parent, sleepless night, you have a baby, oh, you're raising a toddler, you're raising a teenager, you are in different stages. You just broke up with a long-term relationship or a short-term relationship. You're in your healing phase. When you meet someone new, it's like, oh my God, young love. We're in spring, we're in summer, there's fun. So look at your life in those seasons. There's a season to build, there's a season to rest, there's a season to heal, there's a season to bloom like the flower. So think about your life like that. The mistake that most people make is that they try to do everything in every season. Can you plant in winter? No, you can't. It will not grow. You know? Can you come out in your bikini in winter? No, you can't. You'll freeze. So we need to understand that different seasons call for us to be different people. You know, if you are a parent, a new parent, your friends can expect you to go clubbing with them every night because you're in a new season. If you're newly married, your girlfriends can expect you to be talking late into the night with them like you used to because you're in a different season. You have some new relationships, you have some new priorities, you know? So look at life that way and then know where to prioritize your energy and understand your energy even in that season. Yeah? So let's do a quick exercise. Name your season. What season are you in right now? Are you in winter, spring, summer, autumn? Are you in your parenting season? Are you in your healing? Are you in your building, resting, recovering, transitioning? What season are you in? What is this season asking of you emotionally, physically, mentally, psychologically, and all the lily lees? What is the season asking of you right now? What is this season teaching you? What lessons is it teaching you? Is it teaching you to be patient? Is it teaching you to be kind? Is it teaching you to be resilient? What is it teaching you right now? What do you need more or less of right now? What do you need to pause, slow down, or stop entirely? What matters right now? The goal of this exercise is for you to determine what matters right now. And that's what the wheel of life is asking of you. Because if you scored like 5, 6, 8, 2, is asking you, okay, where you scored 2, does it really matter right now? And if the answer is no, guilt free, I'm fine. I'm not in that season where I can prioritize this right now because maybe for some reason it's out of your control. So look at your seasons and look at your wheel of life map again and see how it makes you feel, what comes up, how your brain is working, how your mind is working, how your emotions are working, and how it all comes together so that you feel a little less guilty and more focused to move to the next phase. I'll see you in module 4. Welcome to module 4. Oh my God, we're almost at the end. Close, almost there. Just hold on with me. We are wrapping up very soon. Module 4, prioritize with purpose. So now that you have looked at your seasons, you've looked at your wheel of life, what are your priorities? What areas do you want to focus on going forward? I know for some people it's like easier said than done, but you have to prioritize. If you do not prioritize, we are going to go back to square one where you feel burnt out, you feel guilty, you feel ashamed, and you feel unaccomplished. So, prioritize with purpose. Name 1 to 3 areas you're going to prioritize in this season. And this season can be for the next 2 months, for the next 3 months, depending on you. What are the 1 to 3 areas you are going to focus on? What areas, and the areas you should pick is not, again, I repeat, it's not an area that because of what my friend is doing or because of what is expected of me. It's about what would make me feel happy, centered, uplifted, and whole. That if you do this, it will cast a ray of light on all other aspects of your life. So you're not just focusing on the one thing for the one thing, but because this one thing has received the energy and the life that it needs, you feel energized in other aspects of your life. So choose that area, write that down, and write a reason for why that is your focus area. You need a reason, because just saying, I want to focus on my finances, why? Your why would make you stick to that focus area. I want to have more fun with my friends. Why? I want to grow my career. Why? You can't just, because if there's no why, there's no like, by tomorrow or next week, you've changed your mind. So what's your why? And stay true to your why. So let's reflect on these few questions. Take out your journal again and let's go through these questions. Which areas of your life feel most important to improve right now? Think about it. What do I need to improve right now? What areas should you channel more energy into? And if you do that, everything else begins to feel good. So what's that one thing that you need to channel your energy into? How would your life change if you made real progress in one of these 3 areas that you've identified as your focus? What would change in your life? So this is kind of like a visualization exercise. What will change? What will change? Will I feel more energy? Will I feel happier? Will I feel more centered? Will I feel one with the universe? How would I feel? How would my life change? Will I have more energy? Will I be a happier person to be around? Will people find me less cranky? How will my life change? Will I make more friends? What are you willing to say no to so that you can say yes to this focus? Example, if I want to, for example, start a new course that would help my job or my career or whatever it is I want to do, what do I need to say no to so that I can say yes to it? For example, do I need to cut down on my TV time? Do I need to cut down on my going out with my friends' time so I can find time to read, to study, to schedule time, for my classes? What do I need to say no to so that I can say yes to this new focus area? So when you were choosing your focus areas, your 1 to 3, did you feel feelings of guilt or fear? What came up? Did you feel afraid? Did you feel guilty when you were picking it? Ask yourself why. What were those feelings? Why was I feeling guilty? Why was I feeling fearful? Explore the emotions that came up when you were, choosing your focus area. Yeah? Okay. Let's go to Module 5. Welcome to Module 5. Now we are going to build our focus plan. And what does that mean? We're going to create SMART goals. We're going to stay accountable, and we're going to do some reflection exercise. So, in building your focus plan, you need to set a goal for it. For example, I want to lose weight. I need to walk 3 times a week. I need to, cut down my diet, eat healthier, less carbs, less protein. Be specific. So, like in the example on the screen that says get healthy, or instead of saying get healthy, you can say I walk 3 times a week. Instead of saying make more money, you can say make an investment of X amount of money. If you say grow my business and my network, you can say attend 3 networking events per month, for example. So be specific about the actions you are going to take to achieve the goal and the focus plan that you have set. Right? And then share your goals. One thing people are afraid of doing when they set goals is accountability, because they feel like, oh, if I fail quietly, no one would know and it's just my personal shame. But if I announced it and I failed to achieve it, it's public shame. Put yourself on the spot and get an accountability partner. Share your goals with a trusted friend, with a coach, with a mentor, and say, for the next 3 months, my goal is to do XYZ, lose 15 pounds. And to be able to do losing 15 pounds, I'm going to exercise 5 times a week for 1 hour. I'm going to eat this food. I'm not going to eat carbs. Can I share my meal plan with you? Can I send a picture of what I'm eating every time I'm eating? Can I send you a video to keep myself accountable? Find somebody and schedule it. Put it on your calendar. There needs to be some structure to your plan. I use myself as an example. I've always struggled with weight, but this year I said like I'm gonna lose weight. Previously, I've said I'm going to lose weight, and then I start and I stop. But what helped me was I went online and I said I was going to do a 75 day strong challenge. And I said, I'm going to be accountable. I'm going to post about it. I'm going to post my videos. When I lose weight, I'm going to show you my progress. And I did that. I was going to exercise. I think I was going to exercise 90 minutes every day. Yes, for 75 days. And I did it. And there were days that I didn't feel like it. And there were days that when I traveled, I was like, oh, nobody will know. But because I had made that commitment, had an accountability group I was also a part of that I was sending pictures to, sending your measurements to. I was posting about it. If I hadn't posted about it in a week, some people will enter my DM and say, oh, we've not seen your post. Are you okay? Just that, are you okay? It's not like we didn't see your post that you're not being accountable. Or it's like, are you okay? I just felt it. Oh my God, I must not fall off the wagon. And I'll post something. And most of those times when I wasn't posting, maybe I had a work trip or something that I was too busy to post, but it was a trigger to like, oh my God, you're accountable to people. People are looking. So I was accountable during that period, and I strongly advocate for accountability. It puts you on your toes. It makes you, follow through on the decision that you have made. So structure it. If it's for weight loss, structure it, put a time to it. If it's for spirituality, structure it, put a time to it. I will pray at 11 p.m. every night. I will pray at 12 noon. I will fast at this. Schedule it. Yeah. Okay, so let's quickly do some reflection exercises again to help you with goals and help you, determine the right goals to set for this period in your life. So, what goals feel most exciting right now? When you look at the goals that you are setting, what is like putting fire in your bones and you're excited about? What's the first small step that you will take this week to bring you closer to achieving your goal? So, for example, if if we still maintain this goal of getting healthy, what would be the first small step? If, for example, you didn't have an outfit, would be buy a workout outfit. Next thing would be schedule it, set an alarm. Another thing would be, call a friend or create an accountability group or get someone to join me on this process so that we are two. And if you need motivation, we can motivate each other. So, what step can you take right now in the next week to help you stay accountable? What do you think are the obstacles that may come up when you're trying to achieve this goal? Again, using this point. Oh, there may be parties that I may have to attend. How do I navigate that? That's an obstacle because if I go for a party, I may have to eat, I may have to drink, and sometimes the things that are available at parties are not within my prescribed diet. Oh, what if I have to travel? My exercising. How do I schedule that? How do I walk around it? Do I travel with my weights? Do I find an area where they have a gym? Think about the possible obstacles and how you would handle it. It makes it easier so that if those problems do show up along the line, you are better prepared and you're not taking unawares and feel a little flustered. How will you stay consistent without pressure? What are you going to put in place to make sure that, I'm not feeling pressure, but I'm still going to do this? How will you track your goals and stay accountable? Are you using a spreadsheet? Are you using an accountability group? Are you using social media? Are you using an alarm clock? Are you using a calendar? What is it? What are you, and how are you staying accountable? What are you tracking? How will you celebrate your achievements? Celebration is a great part of your goals. People set goals and like, oh, I've achieved it and that's it. If you put celebration in between your planning, you have something to look forward to. Oh, and for example, for those who are, planning on getting healthy and losing weight, don't celebrate with food. Find something else. Maybe buy yourself a new dress or shoes or something to mark it, but never use food. But yeah, so if you have a goal you're working towards, if it's like, connecting with new friends, expanding your friend group, you can celebrate by throwing a party, a house party. You can celebrate by going to brunch with these new friends. Do something that will make you look forward to this achievement. Don't just celebrate and say, oh, I hit my goal, yay. Put some excitement into it. What actions will you take to support your future self this month? There's a concept in coaching called future self where you visualize where you want to be. So for example, and give her or him a name. So you can name your future self, you can call your future self Zamanda Kamunda or whatever name you want. And imagine that future self has achieved the goal that you set. You've set the focus plan, you've set the goal, you've set everything down. And then you imagine that your future self living that goal. What would you do right now to help that future self come to pass, like to become a reality? What steps would you take right now? Visualization is a powerful tool and it requires your mind to like see into the future, imagine the life that you want. So just take a few minutes and picture your future self. What is she or he like? What is she doing? What is he doing? Close your eyes, please. What is he doing? What is she doing? Are they happy? Have they lost the weight? What have they achieved? How are they living their new life? What are the differences that you see in them right now? If you could speak to them right now, what would you say to your future self? What would you say to her? What would you say to him? Imagine your future self thanking you for making the right decisions that brought you where you are right now. Your future self is saying, thank you. Thank you so much for all the hard work you put into making this a reality. For the sleepless nights, for the things you said no to, for the things you said yes to, for the courage that you had to make certain decisions. Your future self is saying, thank you. Thank you. And then you ask your future self, so what can I do to support you? What can I do right now to make sure that you really become my future? And take notes of what your future self is saying to you. Write it down. Take notes. Take notes. So you say goodbye to your future self and say, oh, I'm so grateful for this experience. I can't wait to meet you again. Tell your future self you are going to execute all the advice that he or she has given you. You're going to do it so that you can get to meet each other again. How is that? What did your future self say to you? What did he or she say? I hope you took notes. I hope you took a lot of notes. So let's move into the next session. Welcome to Module 6. We're wrapping up right now. It's such an honor to have gone through this journey with you. I'm so grateful, and I believe that you've learned something so far. So, to seal all the things that we've learned and we've, decided to do with our focus plan and the goals that we have set, we're just going to wrap it up by, scheduling quarterly check-ins. What are the rituals? What are the things I'm going to put in place to solidify and hone in all these different things that I have, decided on? How often am I going to go back to my wheel of life to look at it and say, okay, let's evaluate it again? Have there been any changes? What has changed? What is still the same? And then schedule it quarterly, monthly, what's working, what's not working, what's slipping, what do I need to rebalance? What do I need to say yes to? What do I need to say no to? Yeah? Schedule it. If it's not scheduled, it's not going to happen. Remember always, like I said at the beginning, the wheel of life is a reflection. And if you do not like the reflection that you are seeing, you have the power to change it. Do not feel guilty about your goals. Do not feel guilty about your priorities. Reset when you need to. Visit your wheel of life as often as possible and rebalance your life as you go along. Create this ritual with yourself. You can, light a candle and, journal. You can set a ritual that every month, at the beginning of every month, you spend time with yourself, maybe an hour, 2 hours journaling, reviewing your wheel of life, setting new priorities, setting new goals and saying, okay, what matters now? What is more important? What season am I in? Has my seasons changed? Do I need to practice this? Do I need to change this? Do I need to practice mindfulness? Do I need to reorganize my life? Do I need to cut out some things, add some things? Do these exercises regularly with yourself. Like I said, either monthly, quarterly, and you'll see that you feel less pressured, less judged and judgmental of yourself, and more focused on your goals and achieving the things that need, to be done right. So, in conclusion, let's look at reflection questions. a final set of reflection questions. So when you are reflecting at the end of the month, ask yourself these questions. What worked well this month? Where did you feel out of sync? Did I feel out of sync in any way? What will you shift moving forward? How often will you revisit your wheel of life? How often? Monthly? Bi-monthly? Quarterly? What are the signs that you will notice that makes you feel like you are drifting off your plan or that you're drifting off course? What monthly ritual will you put in place that you can look forward to and make sure that you adhere to? So in parting, I would say you need to reflect and align. You need to get the right tools to help you through this process. And you need to be consistent in your practice. Find time, to, sit with yourself and deeply reflect, like introspecting. When I talked about winter, where you sit down and look inwards, find time to do that regularly. Connect with yourself. Yeah, do yoga, meditation, light a candle, journal. Find what works for you. Yeah. And again, I repeat, find time to come back to the wheel of life. However often you can, use it for your good. Use it for your good and do not feel judged by your results. Revisit this course whenever you need to. Go with the flow, drown out the noise, be quiet, be still, do some meditation. I'll have some meditation audios also on the channel so that you can also use it to reflect, either speak to your future self or visualize your future or visualize a goal you want to achieve. You need to find time for you to connect again with you because you are the most important tool that will make everything that we've talked about work. So thank you for being a part of this course. I hope you found it very, very useful. I hope it met your expectation. And I hope you find time to come back to this again and reflect on all that you have learned. So thank you, and have a fantastic day.